Chosen one, this message didn't find you by accident. God led you here for a reason. You are not just another soul walking the earth. You carry something rare, something ancient, something powerful within you. That inner spark, the Spellheart, is beginning to awaken. And when it awakens, nothing in your life can remain the same. The seasons of being overlooked, misunderstood, and underestimated are coming to an end. Your gifts can no longer stay hidden, because heaven has declared it is time for your unveiling. Today we will go deeper into what this awakening means for you. We'll break it down into 7 chapters, so you can fully understand not only what you're carrying, but also how to walk boldly into this new season. Before we dive deep, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because this message isn't just content, as it's a divine confirmation for the chosen ones. And a heartfelt thank you to everyone who's been supporting through Super Thanks. God bless you richly. Your faithfulness, your presence, and your support do not go unnoticed. To all of you who continually watch, listen, and align, I'm truly grateful. If your spirit feels this frequency, type 77 in the comments right now. That number isn't random. It's a prophetic sign of awakening, alignment, and divine confirmation. By typing it, you are declaring that your Spellheart is stirring. Your hidden gifts are rising, and you are ready to step boldly into the destiny heaven has prepared for you. Not everyone will make it to the end of this message. Only those truly chosen. Those who stay will receive deeper clarity, higher awareness, and prophetic insight about the gifts inside of them that can no longer stay hidden. This isn't something you hear once and move on from. This is a living word, a spiritual activation unfolding piece by piece. Watch it again whenever your spirit leads you, because each time another layer of your awakening will be unlocked. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Spellheart is your spiritual core. Chosen one. The Spellheart is not earthly, and it is not bound by the limitations of human language. It is not magic in the sense of illusions or tricks. It is divine essence. It is the eternal imprint of God Himself, placed within you before the foundations of the world. It is the eternal code that carries your destiny, your gifts, your assignment, and your unshakable identity. Think of it as the secret chamber of your soul, the place where heaven wrote your story before you ever breathed your first breath. It is the wellspring of your calling, the eternal memory of who you are in God's eyes. For a long time, this Spellheart has been veiled, hidden beneath the layers of survival, disappointment, and the noise of the world. Yet it has never stopped beating, never stopped whispering, never stopped pulling you toward purpose. This is why you have never been able to settle for less. This is why fitting in has always felt like shrinking. This is why mediocrity irritates your spirit. Because deep within, your Spellheart is awake and it refuses to be silenced. Every time you tried to walk away from destiny, it pulled you back. Every time you wanted to give up, it whispered that you were not finished. Every time you felt like an outcast, it reminded you that you were set apart. The Spellheart is like a flame, small enough to be hidden, but powerful enough to burn down entire systems of darkness once released. For years, the soil of pain and rejection buried that flame, but the burial was never your ending. It was your planting. Like a seed pushed into the dirt, everything you endured was working to prepare your emergence. The fire inside of you was never extinguished. It was preserved, waiting for the appointed time. And now that time has come. Look at your life, chosen one. The evidence is all around you. You feel restless in places that once felt comfortable. You sense a divine urgency that will not allow you to procrastinate any longer. You feel drawn to truth, drawn to prayer, drawn to a higher way of living. These are not random emotions. These are the birth pains of your Spellheart rising. The Spellheart carries memory of eternity. It remembers who you were before the world told you who to be. It remembers the divine instructions heaven placed upon your life. That is why you carry wisdom beyond your years, discernment that others cannot explain, and an inner knowing that something bigger rests on your shoulders. Even when you doubted yourself, even when others rejected you, even when you were overlooked, the Spellheart never forgot what God placed in you. Chosen one, your Spellheart is your compass. It will not allow you to drift too far off course. It will push you out of toxic circles. It will disrupt your comfort zones. It will demand that you rise when everything around you tells you to sit still. This is why your journey has been different, harder, and lonelier, because your Spellheart is rare, precious, and heaven will not allow it to be wasted. And now the awakening is here. You are being summoned. This stirring in your spirit is not confusion. It is confirmation. You were created for more than survival. You were created to manifest God's glory, to carry divine authority, and to reveal a light the world has never seen before. Your Spellheart is no longer hidden. It is breaking through, and when it fully rises, nothing, no demon, no opposition, no delay, will be able to stop what God has placed inside of you. Chapter 2. The season of hiding is over. Chosen one. For years you have walked through a season that felt invisible. You watched others be celebrated while your name was not even mentioned. You poured out love but rarely received it in return. You carried gifts that no one recognized, talents that went unappreciated, and dreams that seemed too heavy to carry alone. You wondered, why does no one see me? Why does no one recognize what's inside of me? But hear me, your season of hiding was not rejection. It was protection. God himself hid you not because you were unworthy, but because you were too precious to be exposed too soon. Just as a seed must remain buried in the soil before it breaks into the light, you too had to remain concealed until the appointed time. The darkness of hiding was not your burial. It was your planting. Think about Joseph. His brothers stripped him of his coat, threw him in a pit, and sold him into slavery. To them, it looked like the end of his dreams. But to heaven, it was only the beginning of divine preparation. Or consider David. He was left in the field tending sheep while his brothers were paraded before the prophet Samuel. Everyone overlooked him, but God said, "This is the one." Hidden in the pasture, David learned the art of worship, the courage to face lions and bears, and the discipline to carry a crown without it crushing him. The same has been true for you. While you felt unseen, heaven was watching. While people ignored your value, angels recorded your faithfulness. While the world dismissed you, God was shaping you, sharpening you, and guarding you. Your hidden season was training ground. The struggles you endured were not wasted. They built strength. The silence you carried was not emptiness. It was God's classroom. The isolation you faced was not punishment. It was incubation. But hear this, chosen one, the season of hiding is over. The covering has been lifted, and the light of God is now shining on you. Your Spellheart, that divine core within you, is awakening, and its glow can no longer be suppressed. What God planted inside of you has grown too strong to remain underground. The visions you've kept private, the wisdom you've carried quietly, the creativity that's been waiting in the background, all of it is breaking out into the open. This is why you've been feeling the shift. You can't stay comfortable in the same places anymore. You can't remain silent about what God has placed in your spirit. You can't keep pretending to be ordinary when everything about you screams extraordinary. The doors that once stayed shut will now open. The platforms you once only dreamed of will now appear. The people who once ignored you will now need what you carry. And it's not because you forced it. It's because heaven has declared, now is the time. The same God who hid you is now revealing you. The same hand that shielded you is now positioning you. You are stepping into the season where everything hidden will be uncovered, everything delayed will be released, and everything planted will finally bear fruit. The world may not be ready, but heaven says you are. Chosen one, the season of hiding has ended. Your emergence has begun. Chapter 3. The awakening brings intensity, chosen one. As your Spellheart begins to stir and awaken, you may have noticed that life suddenly feels heavier. Things that once seemed simple now feel like uphill battles. Relationships you thought were secure begin to shake. People you trusted start to show their true colors. Even your own body, mind, and spirit feel the weight of unseen resistance. This is not by accident. It is the spiritual law of awakening. The enemy does not waste his energy on those who pose no threat. He does not chase after those who are asleep, distracted, or content to live small lives. He fights those who carry light. He resists those who dare to rise. He attacks those whose awakening shakes the very foundations of darkness. The fact that you've been experiencing pushback, betrayals, but here's the truth. The intensity you're facing is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to sharpen you. Think of gold, chosen one. Gold in its raw form does not shine. It must be placed in fire, heated beyond comfort, and refined until its impurities are burned away. That is what this season feels like. The fire of affliction, the heat of trials, the weight of pressure. But do not forget, fire does not reduce gold. It reveals it. The battles you are fighting are not stripping you of your value. They are drawing out the purity of your calling. Even Jesus himself, before stepping into his public ministry, was led into the wilderness. He fasted, he prayed, and he was tempted face to face by the adversary. Why? Because the enemy always tries to break you before you break through. And yet Christ emerged from that wilderness not weakened, but empowered, ready to declare his assignment boldly. The same is happening for you. Every betrayal you've endured, every night you've cried in silence, every attack that came against you, it was not wasted. It was part of the refining process, sharpening your discernment, deepening your faith, and toughening your spirit. The awakening of your Spellheart cannot come without this fire, because only the fire reveals who you truly are. But take courage, chosen one. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. The battle has already been secured in your favor. You walk in the footsteps of the one who declared it is finished. That means every fight you face has already been won in the spirit, and you are simply walking out the manifestation in the natural. So when life feels intense, don't be discouraged. Let it be your reminder that you are awakening. The pressure you feel is proof of your promotion. The warfare you face is evidence of your worth. And the fire you're in is preparing you to shine brighter than you ever imagined. Chosen one, the awakening brings intensity, but it also brings unstoppable power. You are rising, and no force in hell can stop what heaven has ordained. Chapter 4. Your gifts will make room for you. Scripture says, your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. That promise is not just a proverb. It is prophetic rhythm, and it is happening right now in your life. The Spellheart inside you carries a constellation of abilities, some spiritual, prophetic insight, discernment, intercession, some creative, song, art, word, design, some intellectual, but strategy, invention, leadership. And together, these gifts form a force the world cannot ignore. The stirring inside of you is not vanity. It is destiny preparing to step onto the stage it was meant for. You will notice this making room in small ways at first, a conversation that suddenly shifts in your favor, a connection that appears at the exact moment you need it, an invitation that seems out of nowhere. Then it grows. Doors you once pressed against will begin to swing open. People who once overlooked you will be compelled to listen. Opportunities will align themselves around your path, as if the atmosphere itself has been rearranged for your advancement. This is heaven's geometry. When God opens a place for you, the route into it will feel supernatural. Do not mistake these openings for luck. They are the fruit of what has been cultivated in the hidden place. Your prayers, your perseverance, your integrity, and the refining fire you endured. The world will often misread a sudden breakthrough as timing or talent, but heaven knows it is the result of faithfulness. Your gift is not merely a tool for personal elevation. It is an assignment that unlocks doors for others. When you step into your place, you create space for those behind you to rise as well. Because of this, you must stop downplaying yourself. Humility is beautiful, but false humility that hides what God has placed in you is disobedience. To dim your light to make others comfortable is to rob destiny of its momentum. Walking in your gifts is not pride. It is stewardship. It is saying yes to the one who entrusted you with a capacity to heal, to teach, to build, to deliver. When you honor the gift, you honor the giver. There are practical ways this making room will begin to show up. People will begin to believe in you faster than you believe in yourself. Doors will open because someone else recognizes the anointing on you. Resources will be redirected toward your assignment. Time, money, mentorship, and platforms will find their way to you. Unlikely alliances will form. Individuals who would never have associated with you before will be part of the divine chain that elevates you. Your capacity to steward increases. Opportunities will come with responsibility, and you'll find God equipping you to hold what He's bringing. At the same time, be wise. Making room does not mean reckless exposure. As your gift creates pathways, guard your character. Fame can be a false door. Favor can be counterfeit if not handled with humility and wisdom. Let your character mature with your influence. Let your integrity be the foundation upon which every open door rests. Expect pushback. As space is carved out for you, someone or something will resist. The enemy hates progress. Critics will surface. Jealousy will try to contaminate relationships. But remember, resistance is often a sign of movement. The very opposition is evidence that your gift is powerful enough to alter atmospheres. Chapter 5. You are a beacon for others. Chosen one. Understand this truth with clarity. Your awakening is not a private event. It was never just about you. It was never just about your comfort, your blessing, or even your personal breakthrough. Your awakening is a ripple in the spirit that touches lives you may never even meet. It is about the families who will never know healing unless you rise. It is about the communities that will never see restoration until your voice is released. It is about the generations that will remain blind in darkness unless your light shines as God intended. This is why you were hidden. This is why the enemy fought you so fiercely. This is why God preserved you through storms that could have destroyed others. Your awakening carries weight in the unseen realm. When you step into your fullness, heaven doesn't just rejoice, chains break, hearts awaken, and destinies ignite. You are not simply one person moving forward. You are a spiritual beacon, a lighthouse in the storm guiding others home. Think of a lighthouse on a dark coast. Ships scattered on the waves depend on its glow. Without it, they remain vulnerable to rocks, storms, and shipwreck. With it, they find direction, safety, and hope. That's what you are, chosen one. Your Spellheart, once hidden, is now igniting with a light that cannot be contained. And whether you know it or not, others are already being drawn to it. Some will be strengthened simply by watching you persevere. Others will be delivered by the words you speak, the prayers you pray, or the decisions you boldly make in faith. Never underestimate the reach of your obedience. A small step you take may trigger a massive shift in someone else's life. The quiet prayer you whispered in your room may shield someone across the world. The faith you hold on to in secret becomes the seed of breakthrough for your bloodline. This is the mystery of being a beacon. You shine and others awaken, often without you realizing it. You are also proof to others that God still moves, still speaks, and still delivers. When people look at your scars, they will see survival. But more than that, they will see testimony. Your very existence will silence doubt. Your story will silence unbelief. For some, your life will be the evidence they have been desperately searching for. The evidence that God is real, that heaven is active, and that miracles are still happening. Chosen one, your rise was never meant to be selfish. It was meant to be service. When your Spellheart shines, it awakens others to theirs. You will notice people beginning to lean into you, seeking wisdom, asking questions, longing to know how you carry such peace, such strength, such clarity. And when they do, point them back to the source. Do not hoard the light. Reflect it. Your assignment is not to draw worship to yourself, but to redirect it to the one who gave you the light in the first place. Chapter 6. The responsibility of your awakening, chosen one. With great awakening comes great weight. The stirring of your Spellheart is not just an announcement of your gifts. It is a divine summons to a higher level of responsibility. You can no longer live as you once did. The days of casualness, of blending in, of taking your spiritual walk lightly are over. When God awakens what is inside you, He also requires more from you. Just as a soldier cannot live like a civilian once enlisted in the army, you cannot return to the old patterns that once defined your life. This is why old habits must break. Old circles that drain your energy or pull you backward cannot go with you. Old thought patterns rooted in fear, insecurity, or compromise must die. Your awakening requires consecration, being set apart for a divine purpose. Think of the priests in the temple. They could not live like everyone else because their lives were devoted to carrying the presence of God. In the same way, your life must now be lived with intention, discipline, and focus. Your words will carry greater weight, so you must speak carefully. Heaven listens when you speak now. What you declare in faith can shift atmospheres. What you release in prayer can break chains. But the same tongue that builds can also destroy if used carelessly. That is why you must guard your words with wisdom. Let your speech align. Your actions too will carry greater influence. People will begin to watch you in ways they never did before. They may not say it out loud, but they are studying how you respond to pressure, how you handle success, and how you treat others. They are looking to see if your light is genuine or just a flicker. This means you cannot move recklessly. You must move intentionally. Every decision becomes a seed. Every step becomes a testimony. Every act of faith becomes a message that reaches farther than you can see. Understand this, chosen one. Heaven does not give responsibility to the unprepared. If you are feeling the weight right now, it is because you have been equipped for it. The very fact that you sense the responsibility pressing on you is proof that God has trusted you with much. And Scripture reminds us, to whom much is given, much will be required. This requirement is not a burden, it is an honor. It means God sees you as capable, trustworthy, and strong enough to carry what others could not. Do not run from the responsibility, embrace it. For this weight is not meant to crush you, it is meant to refine you. Diamonds are formed under pressure, gold is purified in fire, and leaders are forged in responsibility. The responsibility of your awakening is the confirmation that you are not ordinary. You are being positioned as an example, a carrier of divine authority, and a vessel of God's power. Chapter 7. Step into your destiny, chosen one. The awakening of your Spellheart is heaven's announcement. Your time is now. No more hiding, no more delay, no more fear. Every tear you cried, every battle you endured, every silent season of waiting was preparation for this moment. Nothing was wasted. Even the pain was training. Even the rejection was redirection. Even the silence of God was a setup for the sound of your unveiling. You must understand you are not ordinary. You are chosen. Your life carries a divine assignment that cannot be duplicated or erased. You are not overlooked. You are divinely appointed. When man closed doors, heaven was still writing your name into destiny. You are not behind. You are right on time, because God's timing has always been perfect. Step boldly into your destiny because your gifts can no longer stay hidden. The Spellheart within you, the very core of who you are, has broken through the soil. It has awakened, and once awakened, it cannot return to slumber. What God has placed inside you will demand expression. Your voice will be heard. Your presence will be felt. Your impact will be undeniable. The world is waiting for what you carry. People you've never met are praying for the solution that lives inside of you. Nations you've never traveled to will one day feel the ripple effects of your obedience. Families, communities, and generations are tied to your yes to God. This is bigger than you. It is about legacy and chosen one. Heaven is backing you. You are not stepping into destiny alone. The Spirit of God goes before you to prepare the way. Angels walk beside you as guardians and warriors. Favor surrounds you like a shield. Doors that were once locked will swing open. Paths that seemed blocked will suddenly clear. Every resource you need will appear at the appointed time, because heaven has already ordained your rise. Your rise is unstoppable, not because of your strength, but because it has been written. It has been sealed in prophecy. It has been confirmed in the Spirit. What God spoke over you cannot be revoked, delayed, or destroyed by man or by hell. You are stepping into a destiny that has been waiting for you since before the foundations of the world. So hold your head high, open your heart wide, and let the Spellheart within you shine. Let it radiate love, wisdom, power, and light. Walk with confidence, not arrogance, knowing that you are a vessel of glory, not the source of it. Step with boldness, not fear, knowing that God goes before you. Live with purpose, not passivity, knowing that every day is a chance to manifest heaven on earth.